everything feels good now. You know what I mean? It just makes the whole job easier. You know, when you know the results are there, and even when you're having say like a bad session's still only 5th or 6th. You know what I mean? Where like a bad session last year was outside of the top 15. You know, so for a 2 times champion to be coming in doing your best lap time and you're outside the top 15, it's like, I don't know. I guess people can just understand it's not where you want to be. So there's loads of things as well. The team have been super welcoming.
Yep.
To join into a new team. I think what's made a big difference as well is Hickey has been really positive about me joining the team. Often with teammates there's a bit of friction. You know, we're both trying to get the same result, we're both trying to fight for that same position, we're both trying to be the main rider in the team. Not that there should ever be a main rider, but that's how you feel, like there's this pecking order. And you know, Hickey's been brilliant. Now I've had a great opening round, and he's had a crash and a few issues, and he doesn't have any resentment towards me. He just knows that he's got to up his game to get back in the swing of things, and he will. But I think that's made my life a lot easier, is having a relaxed atmosphere and team environment to work in. Bike setup wise, we're not really a million miles away. We do ride somewhat similar, so there's a character. The character of the bike that we're both looking for is very similar, so that makes it good that when we're giving the information back to the crew about how my bike feels, it almost echoes or mirrors what he's saying and vice versa, so that makes it easy for the team to pinpoint where they want to make the next steps. Yeah, it was nerve-wracking. We were going to go on wets, and obviously the tyre choice was the big gamble for the second qualifying run. And I rolled out on wets and observed the track, and at that moment wets was the correct tyre, but I knew, you know, after 5-10 minutes it would definitely be the other way. So I just made the call on the outlap that I would come in and swap in the medium tyres, and that's what we did. And obviously the first couple of laps were real tricky, and you know, I was quite a long way down the leaderboard, and but as the laps turned over, the track started to improve, and I started to get a better feeling for where the grip was and trust my instincts, and finally was able to go fast enough to get pole. So great job from the FHO team. They've given me the bike, the package, and I just had to get around the track. Yeah, that's right. Oulton Park is a really different circuit. It's so demanding on the bike and the tyres and the riders, and it really takes a specific setup that's going to work here is quite critical. So I feel like we've still got work to do. The dry weather lap times are still a little way off where the lap record is and where we know everyone can go. But the early Oulton Park isn't always the fastest one, and we're just going to keep working and improve the bike when we can. But for the moment, it feels competitive, so that's the important thing.
The minute, 3 podiums, or 2 podiums and a win at Silverstone was absolutely fantastic. I'm not even going to talk about my Silverstone because it was horrendous. But it just proves how good the package is, how good the team is. And it's been, Josh has been actually a breath of fresh air into the team. Great ideas. We actually ride quite similar. We have similar ways of setting bikes up, which is quite good. So we can really bounce off each other and learn from each other. Like even a few times already this season, even with the limited testing we've had, Josh has gone one way, I've gone another way, and then we kind of met back in the middle and gone, yeah, that was good or that was bad or whatever it may be. So by doing that, we really cut down the learning time, and it's been a breath of fresh air for me, having a teammate that's super fast, honest, and really good at what he does. So for me, it's been fantastic, and looking forward to getting racing this afternoon.
I'm really feeling the love. No, it's been the same. I've received a very warm welcome into the team. Pete's been great, and as Pete said, a lot of our feedback and direction with the bike is very similar. So it's all working really in an ideal method at the moment, and we hope to keep that going moving forward. At this track specifically, it's a circuit that I look forward to. Really had a lot of great results here, so has Pete. So we should be able to have quite a good battle hopefully at the front. I was kind of preempting what the track would be like in 5 minutes time. So I got in the pits, the mechanics swapped out the tyres to intermediates, but they only had enough time to change to intermediate tyres. There wasn't enough time to change the suspension. But at the same time, I did feel quite confident in what I was doing, and I felt like I was in control. And yeah, I just built up until the final lap. And when I knew this was the final lap, I kind of just took a little bit more risk on that last lap to try and, you know, secure the fastest lap time. And fortunately, on today, that worked. So, you know, obviously great for FHO team and everyone that's here enjoying the chat show. We start from pole position, but yeah, who knows what this afternoon's race is going to bring. Ask how I'm sitting for the good position for the next race. So obviously my lap time wasn't the fastest on the track, but you know, when you're out in front, you've got to kind of set a pace that you know you can keep up. So I sort of focused on that really, and not worrying about what was happening behind, and trying to ride really smooth. And the bike actually felt really good. I was a bit worried at the start of the race because, you know, we haven't had the bench track time to get prepared, but the bike worked really sweet, and I felt really good and controlled out front. And yeah, I had no idea until I come back, you know, what the lap times were, and I desperately didn't want to put my hand up with the rain. I've already had a win under red flags, and I had one, you know, obviously I was on the second to last lap, so I was just like, let's just get through this. And I come through Island Bend, and I felt this really horrible greasy feeling underneath the tyres, and I was like, no, I can't risk it. I'm going to have to put my hand up. I think everyone agrees it was definitely the right thing to do, is to put our hands up, but it's just frustrating not to go past the checkered flag and take a win in proper fashion. But hey, there's plenty of opportunities tomorrow.
The championship leader for BMW of Australia, just Brookes.
Yeah, it was obviously great to take the win. It's good for all the team and sponsors and partners involved. But you know, for me, it probably looked like I was set out in front, easy time, controlling the race. But it was actually quite difficult because obviously, like Leon said, that the first rider has to sort of experience the danger first. You know, so I could feel that I could see the lap time on my dash wasn't, you know, impressive by any means, and so I tried to, you know, improve because I was expecting an attack as it normally comes in BSB. And every time I tried to sort of like eke a little tenth here or there, almost every time the rear would spin and I'd have a moment and possibly lose some time. So I just focused on just trying to be as methodical as possible, not make any mistakes, and not improve the lap time, but just, you know, maintain it. And you know, and at the rate I was going, I was anticipating some sort of attack, but it didn't come. And then I was desperately didn't want to put my hand up. I could see the rain the lap before just sighting on the visor, and then when I come through to Island Bend on the lap, it was red flagged. Again, the rain became more noticeable in that part of the track, and I desperately didn't want to put my hand up for the red flag. I want to, you know, win a race over the finish line. But yeah, I felt this horrible greasy sensation under the tyres, and I just knew that there was no chance to continue racing in those conditions. And yeah, I put my hand up, and then the 2 corners later, the red flags were out. So yeah, I think it was the only option, but it would have been better for me, you know, to have the finish over the checkered flag over the finish line. I don't really have the luxury of being able to see anyone because I led from the opening corner. So I didn't see the other guys' bikes. I know just from my own experience that we're not, you know, maximising the potential in every corner, but I don't know how much of that is track conditions early in the year or our bike setup or anything like that. So it's certainly we're going to have some race data now to go over as opposed to just practice laps, which is always important. And yeah, I'm sure we'll find something extra. That bike actually felt really sweet in the race. During practice, we were working on trying to smooth out the power delivery feeling, and the bike felt quite aggressive in the power because it has lots of the power with the engine, but we're trying to smooth that out, make it more user friendly. And for the race, I think we hit quite a sweet spot. I'm sure it can be better. You always try and improve, but we hit a sweet spot in the race, and it felt really, really good to ride on. So hopefully that accelerates us even further tomorrow. Great question. Yeah, I really think it has. At the time, I didn't think it was really going to be critical or valuable. I was just thinking, well, I'm at home. Australian fans haven't seen me race for years and years. Like 2005 was the last time I raced properly in Australia, apart from the odd World Supersport round that was at Phillip Island. So I thought it'd be good to engage with the fans back home in Australia and ride some races. And as it's turned out, it's been great preparation for this year. Obviously, I was riding the BM over there, so that gave me the feeling with the bike, and then having that extra sort of riding time during what's normally the off season, it's just sort of like kept me at like sharp and at my peak sort of thing, rather than having this sort of like dip in the off season then having to come back again. I sort of just stayed on this even plane. It's been good.
Put your hands together for the legend, the one and only Josh Brookes.
Thank you very much. The lap times around this circuit are a little bit off, but they came off for everybody. To go by suggested go stronger in the rear spring, and I don't think that was the right way. I just didn't feel the same on the bike, so I was sort of like held hostage at most of the race. But we've gone back to how it was in race 1, and hopefully I can put a better show on. Yeah, still a great weekend. Still pleased, to be up there and near the fight. For race 2, which was the first one today, we went with a harder rear spring. All the data and everything suggested that might be the way to go, and as it turns out, I just didn't get on with it. So we went back to how we had it in race 1, and I just didn't. Obviously, a lot closer and a lot more, as you say, a lot smoother and right there, but not enough to attack. So I don't know if with us sort of playing around and losing a bit of direction, maybe the others made changes for the better. But I did a few 34s in that race, which is faster than I did in the opening race. So we're going in. I rode as good as I could, but just I just didn't have enough for today to match the leaders. But I think a better qualifying and getting off in the front is probably more my style rather than trying to attack from behind. Yeah, definitely. Every round's got the same points available, so we need to be fast everywhere. But yeah, certainly looking forward to Donington. The bike shows it's got good speed, so hopefully that shows strong at that round. Thank you very much. See you guys.